Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am a little late to this, but I'm finally going to get around to reviewing the live-action Lilo and Stitch from this year. A lonely Hawaiian girl befriends a runaway alien helping to mend her fragmented family. Now, I haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch, so I was walking into this movie completely blind. Was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie with an open mind. I know what Stitch is. I have somewhat idea of the movie. I know it takes place in Hawaii, which I went to Hawaii last year, and I love the song Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. So I think it's just one of those things where I was like, okay, how exactly, like, what am I going to think about this movie? I'm a little nervous about it. But I will say, I am a sucker for fish out of war stories. It's the reason why I like Bumblebee, the Transformers movie by Travis Knight. It's my favourite Transformers movie because it allows us to spend time with the characters and get to know them. And this movie does the exact same thing as Bumblebee, and I love it for that. I love the design of Stitch in this movie. They found the perfect balance of making him look like the animated version and also trying to make him look realistic within a live-action world. And I think that they nailed the Stitch design. I think it was incredible. And I love Lilo in this movie. She is so cute. And I was kind of shocked when these girls were picking on her at the beginning, that I was like, excuse me, why the hell would you pick on this little girl? Like, why would you do that? And that whole bit too was so upsetting too, because in the opening, she's there at the concert, she sees the empty chair, and she's like, oh, Nani was gonna come and watch me, what the hell? Like, that was, like, you feel for Lilo at the beginning. And it's very much like how in another one of my favourite movies of all time, Spider-Man 2, how, like, Mary Jane is at the play, she looks down, sees the empty chair, and then she is not crying, but she's disappointed that Peter did not make the play. So it was very much that sort of thing, and I was like, wow, I'm getting this in the feels. Like, obviously Spider-Man 2 does that moment a lot more better, because it's a better movie than this, but I think that for what this movie is, it did a great job at giving me that moment. I do like the relationship between Nani and Lilo. Their relationship is very sisterly and brotherly. Their relationship at times remind me a lot of the relationship that I had with my brother when I was younger, and how we would fight, or we were very friendly with each other, and that was very heartwarming to me. How, like, that was very true to real life. I do understand not making Lilo and Stitch the same height, because in the anime movie you can kind of get away with that sort of thing because of being an anime movie, and like, even though that Lilo is 7 in the animated one, she looks a lot, because she's so small, the same size as Stitch, you think that she's like 4, 5-ish. So you're like, okay, that will look silly to do it in live action. So I actually liked how they actually got a 7-year-old at a different height and then made Stitch more like the puppy dog type of character, which I think that more works well, I suppose, to the anime movie, where, like, you would think that they're more like a kid. So, like, Lilo has a kid to look after as opposed to a dog to look after, because that's how they sell him in how they sell Stitch in the live action one, is him as a dog, which is the same as the anime movie. But I do like how they did that. And it's very much like, because I wouldn't buy it in the live action, because it would be very much like the comic accurate short King Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine, where, like, everyone's like, oh my god, we want a very, very short Wolverine. And it's like, no, it works in comics, because in comics it's a different thing, and you don't necessarily need to think about how short everyone is to everyone. But when you put it in a movie, you need Wolverine to be the same height, or similar to the same height, as the other heroes within the MCU, or in a movie in general, right? So it's the same thing with this. Like, if you made Lilo the same height as Stitch, you would be thinking about going like, what? How is Lilo the same height as Stitch when she's 7, and Stitch is like younger than her, and he's been a complete goofball. So like, it would have been hard to register. One of the funniest things to me was when Stitch crashes the party and everyone starts hitting each other and stuff, and they play Uptown Funk, which is such a like 2010s 2000s song for a party scene. Like they played in Road Trip, they played in this movie, like so many movies play Uptown Funk, like, and I'm not mad at it. I love that song. I have so much nostalgia with it, but God, like, it's one of those things where you're like, oh my God, this is getting a bit repetitive now. Like, come on. But I love how they did. I think that it turned out really well, and I love how they would try and hit Stitch, but then like Stitch will grow on someone, so they whack someone in the face. Like, I thought that was a very, very funny bit. I do like when Stitch is actually listening to Lilo and not necessarily being the crazy out-of-control Stitch, which we all want to see, but I do like the quieter moments between them, and I think that really helps the relationship out in this movie. And when the emotional moments happen, they really hit hard. Like when Nani is talking to Lilo of how things are going to change, but she doesn't know how to explain to Lilo properly, how to explain it to Lilo properly because she's just a kid, and you're like, oh my God. Like, you feel for Nani, and you're like, oh my God. Like, what? Like, Nani, don't. Ugh. But yeah, I did feel that. I was like, what? Come on! And the scenes at the end when we see Stitch is kind of heavy, so like, even when Lilo tries to pull him up, like, Stitch, because of the weight, which I would have thought, because, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, just because you're taller doesn't mean that you're stronger. So, I thought that was kind of a cool, like, moment of, like, okay, well, I can't save Stitch. Nani, you would have to go save Stitch. So, she goes and saves Stitch and stuff like that. So, you're like, that's cool. Like, that's a cool visual. Even though that humans can't necessarily walk on the bottom of the ocean like that, I do like the way that they do it for this movie. I think that for a movie, especially when you're adapting an anime movie, it's hard to see some of those visuals in live action because you know that you can't really do that in real life. But at the end of the day, it's an adaptation of an anime movie, so you need to kind of put your brain off just a little bit. And the scenes where Stitch is talking to Lilo and he speaks in a way that you understand but also you don't, you're like, I actually like this. Like, you can half understand him but you half can't, so it's like, because he's an alien, so like you can't really understand even though that you can kind of understand what he's saying. I think that works really, really well in this movie. And I do like when we finally get to hear Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. It's the most remembered song in the original movie. It's the song that this version of the movie was marketed with in the trailer, so when you hear it you're like, thank God. And it's weird because you only hear it for a limited amount of time. You don't hear the whole thing, but you do hear a decent amount of it. But like, it's one of those things where like, it plays for one section and it doesn't hop up in the credits at all. So you're like, this is a movie that like you've done music videos for, you've using your marketing and stuff. Like, how come you're not using this more? Like, it's crazy to me. But I did like hearing it during that whole surfing bit. When it's just the alien stuff, I can totally see a Stitch series. You can also go like, you would need Lilo in it as well because you weren't able to measure up the whole thing of like, oh, is this in the same world as the live action one, or is this just basically a reimagined animated movie, much like The Lion King, where like it was CGI, it was meant to look realistic, but also it's animated, so like you would need like some live action human in there to kind of go like, nah, this is in the same world as the live action movie. I did like the way that they marketed this movie with the posters, where like, and it was the same thing with the original, where they would insert Stitch and Stitch would be like destroying the Avengers logo, or a lightsaber, or he would be eating the Aladdin genie lamp. Like, that was cool. I like the way that they've been marketing this movie. It's actually really, really cool to see. I need to give the live action Lilo and Stitch 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a good adaptation. I still think that the live action Aladdin movie is a better live action adaptation of an animated movie. But don't worry, I want to do a review series and a ranking of all the Disney live action remakes, because I think that I might have some stuff to say about all of them. And then what I might do in the future is comparing the original and the live action, just to kind of get an idea of where everyone comes from when they like the original, or where you guys can see where I kind of come from with liking some of the live actions better. So guys, please hit the like button down below. If you're already, subscribe us to the little bell icon to get notified of future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.